What's up, guys? It's Mike for Sim Racing 604. Welcome back to Assetto Corsa. I've got some cool mods that I've recently come upon. Some of them are a bit older than others. Some of them may be news to you. Some of them may not. But I wanted to take some time and introduce you to these cars, do a couple laps at Monza, get a feel for them and kind of their performance. So the first one we have here is the Acura NSX. It's available in two flavors. I will link to all these cars, of course, in the description to the video. There's actually two flavors, like I said, the standard and the Type R. We are driving the Type R now, so somewhere in the neighborhood of 300 horsepower. This is a mid-engined, obviously Honda-built car. I'm working the stick shift today. So real good acceleration. You can see it pulling up to 150k there. Mid-engine, so it feels much more stable than a lot of the cars I'm used to here. Got some good weight distribution. I remember actually when this car came out, and I didn't know a lot about cars at the time. I still don't know that much, but I remember the fact that it was mid-engine was really cool. That seemed like something that was only reserved for, you know, Ferraris and things like that. So I was always very impressed by the Acura NSX or Honda NSX, depending on where in the world you are. Just getting some temperature into the tires here. I guess I could have just used tire blankets, but that's not my style. You can see the excellent detailing on the dash there. Still no temperature in the tires, really. Hopefully this last corner will throw some heat into them. Braking traction only slightly here. Still feels really stable. There goes my mouse. Down the front straight here, past 220 kilometers an hour, up in fifth gear. Tires are nicely up to temperature now. 240, 245-ish before we're on the brakes, heading into the first chicane here. Down into second gear, could be a first gear turn. Not going for any records here. Just trying to get a feel for the car. And yeah, in the lower left, I always get asked, what's that app? That is the new force feedback clip app. This is version 5.2, and the force feedback feels fantastic. They seem to have captured the best of the old with some new features as well. So there's actually 4 exotics we're going to look at today, and I use the term exotic loosely. I don't know if the Honda NSX is considered exotic. So 120 to this point, so I'm thinking the lap is going to be about a 215. Really great feeling car. Completely recommend you download this one. I think guys who are into drift will really enjoy this too. .205, 206. Will we break the 215? Yeah, 213.4. All right. Let's take a little break here and we'll jump into the next car. All right, so next on the list is this beauty. If you're wondering what it is, it's because you've probably never seen one. It's a concept car only. This one never made it into production. This is the Saleen S5S, and it was a concept car in 2008. So again, you likely will never see this car. I can't imagine they would just dig it out of the archives and start building it. So it's a V8 and producing north of 600 horsepower. And if you're wondering what it's sort of akin to, it's not too far off performance-wise, I think, from the McLaren 570. Sounds fantastic. It's got a lot of pickup. Look at that speed. Another stick shift, 6-speed I believe in this case. A little bumpy going into this turn here. Managed to keep it under control. Boy, when you step on that accelerator, this thing goes. When those tires bite, boy. Be curious to see what we can do on the front straight here at Monza. Comfortably past 250 kilometers an hour. Still on cold tires, of course. And actually those tires are nicely up to temperature now. And look at that speed, holy smokes, almost to 280 kilometers an hour there, so 300 should not be an issue on the front straight here. $260, $270, $280, $290, $300, no problem. What a car, wow. And I only barely got it under control for this chicane here. Probably should have been more focused on my turn-in point than my speed, but that's okay. We're just having some fun here. It's actually surprisingly tame, considering how much power there is and how much absolute raw pickup this thing has. Doesn't feel out of control, doesn't feel too wild. A little bit of slippage there, nothing too bad. I just can't believe how straight line fast this thing is. It is insane. Whoa, 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 whoa. Barely held on there after just praising it for being very controllable. Alright, finish this lap here. Of course, there was a lot of speed lost there. So, minute 59, we broke the 2-minute mark. That's pretty good, considering how much we lost on stupidity. But minute 59 in the Saleen S5S, very cool car. Let's jump into the next. Alright, so next up we have the Audi R8 V10 Vorsteiner edition. As you can see, this thing is absolutely beautiful to look at. What performance car lover wouldn't like the looks of that car? Man, That thing is awesome. So retaining the V10, but adding 50 horsepower and dropping 40 kilos. So yeah, more with less. Looked like there was some carbon fiber paneling there. Back to the stick shift now, or excuse me, back to the paddle shift, getting away from the stick shift. And this wheel is absolutely fighting me on this thing. Look at the graph there in the lower left of my force feedback. It's just going crazy. This thing just fights and fights and fights. I'm not exaggerating that steering wheel movement at all. If you want a direct drive wheel, I feel bad for your wrists. If you own a direct drive wheel, I feel bad for your wrists, and also I'm jealous of your bank account. If I would, I could. If I could, I would, I mean. Love to own a direct drive wheel. But I think in the case of this Vorsteiner here, I would probably be regretting my purchase right about now. Look at that wheel. Look at it fighting me. Tire's starting to come up to temperature now, as is customary at about this point of the lap. Good speed here, hitting 250 kilometers an hour. And let's see what we can do down this straightaway. We have 7 gears to work with, but I don't know if we'll need them all. Oh, what the heck. 270. And just kind of holding on for dear life into turn 1. That 630 horsepower engine gets us up to speed nicely coming out of that slow corner. A lot of wheel slippage here. Just a beautiful car, and great sounding too. Of the 3 we've taken out, this is the best sounding for sure. And it's a real trip to drive. It's just that wheel just fights and fights and fights. I don't think I've driven anything like this in Assetto Corsa actually. I don't know what car I've driven that fights me this much. How are we doing for lap time? 2:05. Okay, so slower than the Raptor for sure. Alright, so let's jump into the final car here. Alright guys, so here we are back one last time. This is the Porsche 911 GT2 RS 2018 edition. Yes, the same one that set the new Nordschleife record. Why am I not at Nordschleife? Well, I'm sure you may see that in a future video. As you can see, this thing is fantastically detailed, looks amazing. So let's get out there and we'll do a drive and talk again. 700 horsepower in this thing, a little under 1,500 kilograms. And if you want to talk speed, if we thought the Raptor was fast, this thing is just insanity. And thank goodness more drivable in terms of the steering wheel feedback than the Vorsteiner Audi. So you can see that mid-range pickup. Look how quickly we hit 220 kilometers an hour. Tires are still cold, so I had to lift there a bit. I have a feeling this thing doesn't have much tolerance for multiple inputs given the amount of power at those rear wheels. So I'm taking it nice and easy, braking nice and early into the corners here. Again, not going for any speed records, just want to do a drive and talk. So such a fantastic job they've done of modeling this thing. "280 kilometers an hour without a struggle, and great brakes in this thing. Still feeling a little bit wild through those corners there. Probably needs a driver more comfortable with wheel spin than myself. Could have carried a bit more speed there, but let's see what we can do down this front straight. Tiny bit of wheel spin, but we're gripped now, and we are off. 230, 250, sixth gear, 270. 290 and 300 kilometers an hour, well north of 300 kilometers an hour. And again, it doesn't really feel like it even broke a sweat there. That is pretty amazing. No wonder this thing was a Nordschleife conqueror. Let's see what we can do for time. I think given the amount of horsepower we're working with, and now that the tires are approaching temperature, I think this should be comfortably under 2 minutes here at Monza. "170. Man, from 150 to 200 just blows by in this thing. This thing is incredible. Still under, or just past a minute and a half here, so yeah, I think we should be able to bring this in under 2 minutes. Whoa, too wide, too wide. You know what? I love this car enough, let's do another lap. And we'll show a replay lap. Probably go with the Audi since it was the best sounding. And probably the best looking as well. 300 kilometers an hour here. See if we can improve on our time here. The last one was a 153. I think 150 is possible if I don't screw up the last corner again. Tires fully locked now. Just incredible acceleration, man. Wow. As far as drivability, this thing feels reasonably stuck. I think the physics are probably perfect for what it is, with that much power at the rear wheels. Of course, there's a element of slippage that's going to happen for sure, and they seem to have captured that nicely with this mod. Alright, seem to be up a few seconds here on the last lap, so I think we will break the 150 mark. Trying to hold on to traction here. And we are away. Still not going to break the 150. 151, so I managed to improve by 2.5 seconds. That's pretty good. And what a car. What a car. All four that we test drove today are really awesome. So get out there, check the download links in the description, get out there, download them, supplement your collection. All four are highly recommended. Alright guys, enjoy and let me know what you think of the cars.